Now, tell me a little bit about St. Lucia, if that's not something our listeners have heard of.
Right. Well, St. Lucia is actually an Italian young woman from centuries ago. And I'm not going to say which century because I will get it wrong here on the spot when I don't have it right in front of me. But from, many, many years ago where she she was young and engaged to be married, and her mother became extremely ill. And I have this in it like an author's note at the end, a little bit of her story, more than what I could fit into the book. But she prayed diligently for her mother and kind of made a vow to God that if God healed her mother, that she would give her dowry away to the poor. And her mother was healed, and she kept her vow. The legend says she brought food, carried trays of food to Christians in hiding that were being persecuted in Rome and Italy, in Sicily. She was from Sicily, but brought them food and risked her life doing so. Her fiance was extremely angry that she was doing this, and legend has it that he's the one that turned her into the authorities, and she was killed for this act of courage and kindness and generosity. And no one really knows how that story became such a part of Swedish tradition. There is another legend that says that there was a village across a lake that one winter was starving, and this young woman was seen in a long white gown and a crown of candles, which would keep Lucia's hands free so she could carry the trays and, go into the catacombs or whatever with this crown of candles. But legend has it that there was a Lucia figure in the bow of a boat coming across the lake and saving the people of this Swedish village. And somehow, in this dark, wintry land, the idea of somebody coming with this hope on her head, this crown of candles lighting the way, really captured their imagination, and it's been celebrated now for many, many.
That's unique. I've always heard it as a Swedish tradition. I never known it had come from Italy and Sicily, and so that's really neat to kind of get a little depth on it.
Yeah.
Well, in this story, what do you hope to communicate to kiddos who read this book?
Well, in this story, this little dollar horse is newly carved. He doesn't know anything about the world, and everything he's learning is from this old horse that's been put into the shop to get his leg repaired, and tells him kind of about the wonders of Yule, of Christmas, and of being loved and being given as a gift of the heart. When a soldier originally carved him years and years and years before, generations ago, and thanked the family he was quartered with by giving them this little horse, and that he taught then the son, this little boy in the family, how to carve, and he became the wood carver in the family, and then it's passed down. And as you read the story, it's each person in the story kind of gives and receives a gift of the heart. And my little dollar horse falls on the floor at the church and crushes an ear, and a nail scratches his paint, and he's not only not finished, he doesn't have his fancy Herbert painting like this Swedish painting that's so lovely. He's just plain, and now he's broken and scratched, and he's oh, nobody will ever love me now. And the little girl does love him and needs him as a friend. And I just really hope that children and adults alike reading this story will really come to know that, God loves them, and they can give gifts of the heart, no matter who they are, no matter what their circumstance is, or, how unfinished. We are all unfinished, aren't we, on this side of heaven? But, how unfinished or even damaged they feel, they can still give and receive love. So that's kind of the major theme of this story.